What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing minimal, or Melbourne minimal, or Australian minimal, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, today we're going to be doing a remix of Mbappe by Day One. Before we get into the video, I need your guys' help with something. I want to start this little series on the channel here where I actually give you guys feedback on your music and some tips and tricks on how to make it better, and actually just give you some constructive criticism to help you out and, you know, maybe give you guys a little bit of exposure if I somehow get some views on some videos one day. But for me to be able to do that, I actually need to hear your guys' music. So if you guys want your music featured on the channel and you want some proper constructive criticism and some actual feedback and tips and tricks on how to make your songs better, hit me up on Instagram, send me a link to your music or an MP3 file or whatever, and I'll give you guys some proper constructive criticism, some proper feedback, and help you make your music better. And who knows, maybe the videos get some views, you'll get a bit of extra exposure, and we sort of help each other out in that way. I get a video, you guys get exposure. Works pretty good. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the song I've done this remix on is called Mbappe by Day One.
Gangsters, drug dealers in the band, on a while we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded. You dwell on the past so true, that's why you sit 1942. True. Bring around my guys, my goons. Now you wanna say I gotta put you before the crew? No, why?
So obviously I can't just take that track and put stuff over it and just hope something works, because it would sound super messy and there'd be way too many clashing sounds. So what I use to get my acapellas and instrumentals and everything like that is called lulul.ai. They are probably the best stem extraction website that I've found out there. Like, everything comes out pretty clean. Like, it's obviously not going to be studio quality, but it's super, super good. So you can see right here, just drag and drop all your files in. You can select the stem separation type. So if you just want vocals in the instrumental, or if you want to extract drums out, you want to extract bass, guitar, acoustics, piano, synthesizers, whatever you want to extract out, or if you want to get all the stems for the song, or close enough to all the stems for the song, use this. It's so fucking good. So this is the vocal we've got.
Okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Paddy, I can meet you Barcelona. You dwell on the past so true, that's why you sit 1942. True. Bring around my...
You can hear there's just like a little bit of background stuff in there that you don't really want, but once you've layered all of your other sounds on top of it, you can't even notice that stuff. Now, onto this remix. We're going to start off here just with the very, very simple build up. So the first thing we've got in the build up is just the vocals.
On a while we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded.
Next, we've just got a high end click of the kick. We've got a clap. We've got some hats. And all these kicks, hats, and claps just sort of fade out as the build-up rises. We've got an impact. We've got this white noise downlifter. We've got a crash. Then we've got like a white noise riser. We've got a synth riser. And then we've got some snares that come in halfway through the drop. And that is literally everything for the build up. It's super, super simple, but it works well for what this track is.
Gangsters, drug dealers in the band, on a while we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded. She want it loud, okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Paddy, I can meet you Barcelona.
Now, onto the drop. First up, the all-important kick. This kick's made out of 2 layers. We've got a high-end click, which just came out of a Mysteria pack. It was a full kick, I've just cut out just that high-end little bit. And then we've got a kick that came from the drums from the original song, which I just used lulul.ai to extract from the song. So altogether, they actually make a pretty nice kick. Next, we've got some claps. We've got some hats, which just come in halfway through the first part of the drop. That just adds a little bit of variation into the song. It helps keep it moving. We've got some white noise. Got some brass hits. Got this little bass fill. And then we've got the all-important bass. So this bass was actually in one of my sample packs before I took my site down for a bit. But I'm getting my site back up and running, and I'm going to be giving away a whole bunch of basses for free for you guys to use in your own tracks. This bass is made out of 2 different layers. It's the same bass on 2 different channels. One just hits on the on beat, one hits on the off beat. One on the on beat is just EQ'd out and turned down a bit in volume with some side chaining. And the one on the offbeat, literally nothing done to it. It just hits every offbeat to make that offbeat bass. You can see when they play together, it sounds a little bit weird. But once it's got a kick over the top of it and all the other sounds, helps like make a really driving bass line. It's a pretty cool trick. Next, when we come into the second half of the drop, it's got this perk they added in. And then we've got these other little percussion hits, which again came from the original track. I've just used lol.ai to extract them and put them into a similar beat to what the original was in. They just add a cool little element from the original song to make it hopefully seem a little bit more familiar. And the vocals here are just nice rap vocals, and they just sit really well with the song. I don't need any other elements in there because the vocals really carry it.
Meet you, Barcelona. You dwell on the past so true, that's why you sit 1942. True. Bring around my guys, my goons. Now you wanna say I've gotta put you before the crew. Nah, why? I don't wanna come across rude, but you can't control me, cause I'm not that dude. You can't change my mood like I change my lose. Not the way I move, cause I'm not that dude, nah.
So you can see there, the vocal's not 100% clean, but once everything else is on top of it, it works really well. So this is our drop.
Daddy, I can meet you, Barcelona. You dwell on the past so true, that's why you sit 1942. Bring around my guys, my goons. Now you wanna say I've gotta put you before the crew. Nah, why? I don't wanna come across rude, but you can't control me, cause I'm not that dude. You can't change my mood like I change my lose. Not the way I move, cause I'm not that dude, nah. Got 28 goods, I'm trying to weigh, but I got a French thing trying to stay and play. I was trying to know you like we want race, but you speaking French to me, I don't know what to say. Girls like girls where I'm from, then they come around the crew, they wanna swing both ways. Okay, but I still shoot my shot like my name Mbappe.
Now we come onto the breakdown. This breakdown is super simple, and it's mainly just elements from the original song, just sort of changed up a little bit with the bass behind it, and that was pretty much it. I didn't want it to sound super different. I wanted it to be like pretty familiar to the listener. So first up, we've just got the vocals.
So
right here, I've just got a little snippet of the full original track, just to help with a bit of a transition. And then it just goes right back into just the acapella. Next, we've just got some guitar from the original track, which again, I just used lol.ai to extract them. Then we've got some brass, which again, from the original track. Next, we've just got our bass, which again is just the same bass as before, just slightly different pattern and most of the low end cut out. Then finally, we've got our drums. We've just got our kick from the original with no high end click on it. Got like a tambourine shaker sort of sound. And then we've got those percussion hits from the original. And then finally, we've just got some impacts and rises just to help with the transition. So that, everybody, is how you make a Melbourne minimal remix. Super, super simple. It's just all about your sample selection and make sure everything's in key, everything's on beat, and that's basically it. Now, before we listen to the final result with everything together, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, and make sure to hit me up on Instagram if you guys want your music featured on the channel and you want some proper feedback and constructive criticism on it. And hopefully I can feature your music and get you guys a little bit more extra exposure as well. But that's all I've got to say for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Gangsters, drug dealers in the band, don't wonder why we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but now chatting cryptic coded. She want it loud, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Paddy, I can meet you Barcelona. We dwell on the past so true, that's why you sit 1942. Bring around my guys, my goons, then you wanna say I gotta put you before the crew. I don't wanna come across rude, but you control me, cause I'm not that dude. You can't change my mood like I change my loose. So the way I move, cause I'm not that dude, nah. Got 28 girls I'm tryna weigh, but I got a French thing tryna stay and play. I was tryna know you like we want race, but you speaking French to me, I don't know what to say. Girls like girls where I'm from, then they come around the crew, don't wanna swing both ways. She don't speak English, okay, but I still shoot my shot like my name Mbappe. Mbappe. Je suis désolé, mais je speak français. I'm sorry. Gangsters, drug dealers in the band, don't wonder why we stay locked and loaded.